Thank you, Dr. Foster. I now recognize Representative Harrigan for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thought we were on a very productive line of questioning a few minutes ago, and so I'm actually going to cede my time to the chairman of the full committee, Dr. Babin.
I thank the gentleman from North Carolina. I appreciate this, and I'll try to yield back to you here in just a second. But Dr. Kaiser had answered my question, which was, do you agree that delays in implementing NSPM 33 increased the risk that U.S. taxpayer-funded research was compromised or transferred abroad? So I would like to ask that question again and start with you, Dr. Evans, and we'll work down the table and answer as quickly as you possibly can. Thank you.
Thanks very much. And it really speaks to the heart of who we are as a research ecosystem. We at NASA took a very deliberate strategic posture to eliminate the kill chain. And by that, I mean eliminating malign foreign talent recruitment programs. And there have been other cases in which we've moved with speed and agility. But one of the jobs that I have as a research security professional is, of course, to protect the research security posture of NASA. But the other job is to deliver the world's most capable and compelling space science program. And that's in concert with our academic partners, who've told us many, many times that bureaucracy really stifles innovation. And so we've deliberately moved with harmony among our interagency partners to get the common disclosures right, to move singularly, because that really cuts down on red tape. And the last thing I want to do is chill the innovative spirit that we have in this country. I think our posture has been strong as a result. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, Dr. Valdez.
Thank you. So NIH began communicating with recipient institutions in about 2018 of the problem and the issues of involving research security. One of the things is, as was mentioned by Dr. Evans and Dr. Kaiser, is that we do work together very closely to harmonize any requirements. We have implemented, the requirements, and that we are using the common disclosure forms and requiring that that researchers report whether or not they belong to a malign foreign talent recruitment program. So I think as we move along, I think it's very important that we continue to work together as interagency to make sure that those requirements are harmonized, because we do not want to increase the burden at the institutions and having them to report different pieces to different agencies. So I think the progress has been good, I believe.
Thank you. Mr. Tilden.
Yes, sir. So I will say that within the bounds of everything we do, we have not slowed down implementation. We are continuing to improve. As my colleagues mentioned, the common forms, we're continuing to work on that. We are continuing to attempt to harmonize across the interagency to make sure again, oftentimes harmonizing does not mean everything needs to be identical. We need to be able to tailor based on the individual missions of our agencies, but we have a very good collaboration going on there. As mentioned before, we co-funded that training. We're continuing that. I do think an area that we can all agree on that we could do better would be a better, more, not automated, but a more cyber-based information sharing regime and protocol. Right now, if we discover something that looks bad, it's got to be pick up the phone or shoot an email, hey, you have this person too, or you have this. I think we have to work on that, and that does take some leadership from the White House on this one.
Thank you, Mr. Tilden, and I'd like to yield back to Mr. Harrigan.
Thank you, Chairman, and I've got a minute and 30 seconds here, and I'll use the time as wisely as we can. Look, one of the comments today was we don't know why we're having this committee hearing for a second time. The reason that we're having this hearing for a second time is because this is such a big problem. The security and safety of our research and development apparatus is of paramount importance to our national security and to the public trust. And when the FBI assesses that across the different mechanisms of intellectual property theft being academic, institutional, and military, that due to espionage across all three of those platforms, we are losing $600 billion every single year. That's not $6 billion, that's not $60 billion, that is $600 billion. We have a really big problem, and that should not be a political problem. That is a national emergency. And so I think the question ultimately comes down to, yes, we want to welcome international talent. Dr. Evans, I absolutely identify with your comments that we need to be open and secure, but I don't know that we can do that with our adversaries. They have been robbing us blind for decades. And the fact that, as the ranking member pointed out, that China is ahead of us in 57 out of 64 critical technologies of the future is indicative not of their institutional and academic prowess. It's indicative of their theft. And so with that, I yield back. Thank you.